Hello everyone, I am Deeksha. I am a DANIPS officer. And today you are watching me on the channel Daily Knowledge Trek. Today I am going to discuss about the roles and responsibilities of a DANIPS officer, the training which is being imparted to us as DANIPS officers, and how is the career progression in DANIPS. And in the subsequent part, I'll deal with the district practical training, or we call it as a field training for 1 year, which is being given to us as DANIPS officers. And it would be helpful to a lot of aspirants who are preparing for civil services examination while they'll be filling their service preferences in the detailed application form. So I'll begin my discussion with what is DANIPS as a service. It is essentially Delhi, Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu and Chandigarh police services. So essentially it is Union Territory police services, and officers of this service, they are directly recruited by civil services examination conducted by UPSC, and DANIPS officer forms the backbone of one of the largest metropolitan police force in India, that is Delhi Police. So coming to the point of roles and responsibilities of a DANIPS officer, I would like to list out the main 4-5 roles which he or she has to play. 1. Initially we are posted as Assistant Commissioners of Police, and an ACP heads the subdivision. A subdivision probably has around 3-4 police stations under that. So one of the prime responsibility is the general supervision of the subdivision, and then secondly ensuring law enforcement in their own respective jurisdictions. Second, if we look, then major emphasis these days is on crime prevention in the subdivision, because if we can prevent the crime, then perhaps nothing is good than that. Thirdly, there is focus on fair and impartial investigation and crime detection as the core area of the policing, so as to ensure justice reaches out to the victim. And fourthly, maintaining public order and upholding peace and tranquility, that is of paramount importance. And apart from that, an ACP also has to look for the bandobast arrangements which are being done in the times of festivals or elections or any protests like farmer protest is going on. There are queries about who controls DANIPS and what is the pay scale, what are the promotional aspects of DANIPS. So coming to those areas, Ministry of Home Affairs is the cadre controlling authority for DANIPS, and the entry grade pay is around almost 55,000, and all other basic needs pertaining to accommodation, medical expenses, they are taken well by the government. And for the promotional aspects, we start our career as Assistant Commissioners of Police. Then in 6-7 years, we get promoted to additional DCPs. And then after induction into IPS, we get posted as DCPs, and then Joint CP and Special CP, depending upon the age which one has on their own side. One of the another main prominent area which creates turbulence for the aspirants is that where one should fill DANIPS as a service preference. So let me tell you, in the past 2.5 years of my service, I have realized that it depends on one's interest, one's ambition and one's vision in life. For example, I was an Indian Information Service officer earlier, and then I have shifted to DANIPS. The prime motivation for that was that I wanted to work in a field service whereby my work takes me closer to the public life, where I can contribute in a more better manner for the upliftment of socially deprived sections. And therefore these were the reasons that I shifted to DANIPS. And also the charm of uniform is one of the attracting factors for being in DANIPS. And so my take ultimately is that if one wants to work at the ground level, one wants to work in close proximity to the society and want to make real-time difference to the lives of those who need us, then apart from IS and IPS, DANIPS and DANIPS, they offer those opportunities which we'll look up to. So one can keep it around 5th, 6th, 7th in preference, depending upon their own taste. So now we'll discuss about the training which is being imparted to a DANIPS officer. It spans for 2 years. 1 year is our academy training and 1 year is our field training. In the 1 year of academy training, we are being trained in Police Training College, which is located in Nazafgarh, Delhi. And if I would like to discuss about a day in the life of a officer trainee of a DANIPS, then that would perhaps start at around 5 am with the break of the dawn in the early morning. Firstly, we'll have almost 1 hour of physical training, rigorous physical training that focuses on running, that focuses on shuttle race, rope climbing, push-ups, chin-ups and other exercises. After that, we have a session of around 1.5 hours for parade. Parade is aimed at encouraging the leadership qualities, inculcating discipline, promoting team spirit, and also bringing out a way of being commanding in each of the places wherever we are. So we'll wind up with the PT and parade by 9:30, and then from 10:30 to 3:30 we have our indoor classes. And in the indoor classes we had different things. For example, we had subjects pertaining to procedural and substantive laws like IPC, CRPC, Evidence Act. Then we had different modules on criminology, forensics, fingerprints, human behavior. Then thirdly, we also had attachments pertaining to visits to Judicial Academy, visiting to prisons, courts. So all of these formed part of our indoor schedule. And then after 3:30 we had rest for 1 hour, and then from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. we again had our physical training exercises, and then we had games till 7 p.m. So it starts almost at 5 am in the morning and it ends up at 7 p.m. in the evening. And many times over the weekends we had extra co-curricular activities as well. Apart from these daily schedules, in the outdoor modules we were taken to firing range for firing, long range firing and short range firing. We had swimming capsule, we had horse riding, we had obstacles exercises, we had rock climbing. So it was basically aimed at overall personality development of an officer trainee so as to handle the challenges when he or she is in the field. And the most exciting part of our training, apart from the rigorous physical training, rigorous indoor modules, outdoor modules, it was Bharat Darshan. It spanned for around 17 days, and it is a study cum travel tour whereby we were exposed to different states and different policing models each state has as per their own peculiarities. So we started our first leg of Bharat Darshan from Hyderabad Police. We had our attachment with NPA and with the Hyderabad police system as such. Then we had our attachment with the Mumbai police and the commissionerate system which is being implemented there. Since Delhi is also a commissionerate system, so there was overlapping areas which we got to know. Then we also visited towards the west, which is Daman and Diu, which also forms a part of our DANIPS cadre. Then towards the south, we were exposed to Tamil Nadu and the Chennai policing model. And apart from that, since Andaman Nicobar forms a part of our cadre also, so Andaman Nicobar Islands, we visited there and we understood the peculiarities because of less connectivity, because of different type of geography that the policing faces. And then towards the northeast, we were taken to Assam, Guwahati police, then the Shillong police and Itanagar police, that is Arunachal Pradesh. From there we learned that difficult terrain, less connectivity, it posed a challenge to the policing system as such, since mobilization of resources becomes difficult, and hence there has to be multiple layers of institutions to handle that. And after that we came back to Delhi. So it was almost 17 days and a big learning for us, learning good works which is being followed across the states as such. And then in the end, along with the outdoor and indoor modules and the Bharat Darshan, we were also having our exams. So the exams are based on indoor plus outdoor. There are mid-semester and there are end-term exams. There are almost 17 indoor exams which are being conducted, and outdoor we have firing, swimming and parade and PT and marathon also. So it was like making overall personality of a police officer. And after assessment of those exams, those rigorous exams which we had back to back without any holidays in between, our Deekshant Samharoh was conducted, in which each of our police officers, they took oath of upholding the safety security of the nation, and also specifically for the upholding the flag of Delhi Police and motto of Delhi Police, that is Shanti, Seva and Nyay. And it is with that inspiration that we are being sent for our field training to successfully handle the challenges as they come in our lives. So after completion of our passing out parade, we get posted in our field training, and the field training also spans for almost 1 year. In this field training, we are being attached with a particular district, like I have been attached with West District of Delhi Police, whereby we have different attachments, and the attachments are with the rural police station for 6 weeks, then with the urban police station, then we independently handle charge as SHOs to understand the functioning of ground level police stations, and then as ACPs, and then ultimately we have attachments with specialized units of Delhi Police like Special Cell, Traffic Police, Control Room, so cyberspace. So all these attachments and all this 1 year of field training, it is aimed at inculcating field level exposure, what is happening directly at the ground level, smart observation of the facts happening around you, and how to handle with those challenges. It is through this field training that we understand how to handle those challenges in a better manner. Then coming to my experiences from my own field training, I would like to share is, one, as ACP probationers, we should be rushing to the scenes of crime, because it is at the scene of crime that the real picture of what has happened is being known in a better way. The scene of crime speaks for itself. So while I have done my urban police station in Rajouri Garden, then we have solved an interstate murder case because we were able to reach to the scene of crime in no time and could preserve the exhibits and the fingerprints, and also coordination with the forensic team, and we could actually solve a blind murder case because of that. Then secondly, our focus is on crime prevention, like we go for foot patrolling, joint patrolling with the traffic team and the PCR team. We organize Aman committee meetings so as to maintain communal harmony and peace and tranquility, and also foot patrolling, it improves the visibility of the police and at the same time builds up the better police public relationship as such. And then also there are regular meetings which are being held at police station level with market welfare associations, resident welfare associations, Parharis, Eyes and Ears scheme. So we are handling prevention of crime through multifarious approach. Then another is ensuring independent and fair investigation. So these days we are having different ways of investigation. For example, we are utilizing technical aspects, or we can say digital technologies like CCTV cameras, CDR details, and all these aspects to understand that these days investigation is shifting from mechanical to being more smart, more scientific, and has more evidentiary value. So as probationers, as DANIPS officer trainees in the field, we really have to learn about investigation techniques, interrogating techniques in all of the cases which are happening in our police stations. Apart from law enforcement, public order, and handling the demonstrations is one of the main areas which we have experienced in the last 1 year. Since now for more than 7-8 months farmer protest is going on. So in the field training we have got the real exposure of how a crowd has to be controlled, understanding the psychology of the crowd, establishing communication with the crowd, having proper deployment for arrangements. So all these aspects, they are being learned more at the field rather than at the books. So my exposure at Tikri border in farmer protest has actually helped me out and will be a resource always in my career to handle protests in a better manner. And then another area of police which is highlighted less is the social policing, the compassionate face of police which police do. For example, in our Rajouri Garden police station, we have been able to recover almost 54 girls in last 4-5 months who have been abducted by forming different teams. Second, senior citizen safety security is of paramount importance. So we have launched an initiative of Bell Bajao Police Bulao in Rajouri Garden and Kirti Nagar area, which actually helps in ensuring better reporting of crimes and safety for senior citizens. And ultimately, given the rise of drug abuse in Delhi and also more and more children being vulnerable to them, so we have launched many campaigns handling drugs, creating awareness about end to drugs campaign, and there has been special emphasis in Rajouri Garden about curtailing the supply of drugs at one hand and strict implementation of NDPS Act. So such real-time exposure of handling special and local laws at the field level, it brings us much more insights rather than just being reading through the books, and hence field training has an important part in dealing with the social aspects and the social role which a police officer can also play in his or her capacity. And also in the last 1 year, it has been a pandemic year. So the face of police has also changed to pandemic policing. And the focus of pandemic policies has been on addressing any SOS, be it for oxygen or some medicine, reaching out to hospitals. Second is we ensured that we are able to crack and in fact decrease cyber crimes which have happened in like hoarding of essential medicines in the time when it was a humanitarian catastrophe. So and all thirdly, we have also focused on enforcement of lockdowns effectively with the COVID appropriate behavior, so as we don't face spread of third COVID wave. Hence the work of police is being added by the pandemic, but with the sense of pride, with a sense of responsibility and upholding the pride of uniform. Every police officer has served beyond the duty hours to ensure that we are able to effectively curb the halt of third wave. Since many of the crimes they happen in late night, so every day we have a night gazette officer being deployed at district level to handle those crimes if they happen. So once a week I also have been deployed for my night gazette officer's duty at district level, wherein the essential focus is on first checking out the police station so that the staff is alert. Second, patrolling and also bike patrolling and highway patrolling so as to ensure that there is visibility of police, and that would create deterrence in any of the crimes which could have happened. And thirdly, we also give test call to test the time response of the PCRs and emergency response vehicles to check that if our staff is vigil, alert and acting responsibly. So the role of a night gazette officer is very important from the perspective of preventing the crime at the first case and also ensuring that if there is any distress call, that is being attended to immediately. Then another area which has been of paramount importance is of cyberspace. With the rise of internet penetration, with the rise of social media and digital technologies, although they have all the benefits of transparency and accountability, however, these days they are being misused to commit crimes. Since cybercrime is faceless, borderless, so it's difficult to detect, and hence Delhi Police has launched a specific team for cyber crimes, that is CyPad, which is located in Dwarka, and each district has a cyber cell to handle the crimes which are pertaining to cyberspace. So from time to time we are being given our trainings in the cyber modules so as to make our force equipped to handle the new age digital crimes which are posing the 21st century challenge in the upcoming times. So summing up, again I would like to bring into the perspective that being in DANIPS, one can actually be a part of traffic police or special cell, or we have CyPad, cyber crimes, we have economic offences wing, or we have field level subdivisions. So one can actually be working in diverse capacities, also in handling of crime against women and children. So there are multiple opportunities for a DANIPS officer to function at, and that almost sums up the role of the DANIPS officer, roles and responsibility, how training is being done and what's the importance of the field training, because that is very important as it it nurtures us from civilians into police officers. And in my last 2 years of the service, my experience has been really interesting, enriching and learning, and I have learnt a lot. And the crux, if I would like to say, for DANIPS is that being part of a disciplined, privileged force, it brings immense responsibility to deliver what is expected out of a police officer. And secondly, DANIPS as a service is a great service, as it offers a lot to bring the change we wish to see in the world in various social capacities, be it like working for children, working for women, for deprived section, for ensuring safety, security of the nation. So DANIPS is a great service, and I hope it helps you out in making wise choices while filling up the service preferences, and also knowing more about DANIPS, which forms the backbone of the Delhi police. Thank you.